Parents, I need to talk to you about something that might be uncomfortable, but is absolutely crucial for your child's development. Donald Winnicott discovered something that will change how you think about spending time with your kids. He found that fake parental presence, what he called being physically there but emotionally absent, can actually harm your child more than you realize. And here's the thing that might shock you. Your child knows the difference between real presence and fake presence, even when they're very young. Let me start with a story that will probably sound familiar. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch with your 3-year-old daughter. She's playing with her dolls, and you're right there beside her. You're in the same room. You're available if she needs something. And from the outside, it looks like quality time together. But here's what's really happening. You're scrolling through your phone, thinking about work, planning dinner in your head, and only half listening when she talks to you. You respond with those automatic, and that's nice, honey, responses that parents do when they're not really tuned in. Now, you might think this is harmless. After all, you're there, you're present, you're available. But Winnicott would tell you that this kind of presence is actually more damaging than being honest about your unavailability. Your daughter can sense that you're not really with her, even though your body is in the room. And this creates what he called a false environment that can seriously impact her emotional development. Let's understand what Winnicott meant by true presence. When you're truly present with your child, you're not just physically there. You're emotionally attuned, mentally engaged, and genuinely interested in what they're doing and feeling. You're what he called good enough in the moment, which means you're responsive to their needs and signals. You're creating what he termed a holding environment where your child feels truly seen and understood. But fake presence is the opposite of this. It's when you're going through the motions of being there without actually being there. Your child reaches out for connection, and they get a diluted, distracted version of you. They start to learn that even when you're around, they can't really count on getting your full attention or genuine interest. Here's what's so damaging about this. Children, especially young ones, are constantly trying to figure out if they matter, if they're worthy of love and attention, and if they can trust the adults in their lives. When you're physically present but emotionally absent, you're sending mixed signals that confuse and hurt them. Your child thinks, Mom is here, but she doesn't seem interested in me. Maybe I'm not interesting enough. Maybe I'm not important enough. Winnicott observed that children who experience chronic fake presence often develop what he called a false self. They learn to perform for attention instead of being authentic. They might become overly compliant, trying to be so good and easy, that maybe, just maybe, they'll get your real attention. Or they might act out dramatically because negative attention feels better than no real attention at all. Let me give you some examples of what fake presence looks like in real life. You're at the park with your 4-year-old son. He's excited about going down the slide and keeps calling, Mom, watch me. But you're texting with your sister about weekend plans. You look up occasionally and say, Great job. But you're not really watching. You're not seeing his proud face, his careful concentration, or his joy when he makes it to the bottom. He feels this disconnection, even if he can't put it into words. Or maybe you're having a tea party with your daughter, but you're mentally writing your grocery list. She's pouring imaginary tea and telling you about how the teddy bear is feeling. Sad, but you're giving her those automatic responses without really listening to the story she's creating. She senses that you're not really in the tea party with her, and the play loses its magic. Here's another common scenario. Your child comes to you upset about something that happened at school. They're trying to tell you about a conflict with a friend, but you're half watching TV or thinking about a work deadline. You give advice or try to fix the problem without really understanding what they're feeling. Your child walks away feeling unheard and disconnected, even though you technically responded to them. Now, Winnicott wasn't expecting parents to be perfectly present all the time. He actually thought that was impossible and potentially harmful. Children need to learn that adults have their own lives and needs. What he was concerned about was chronic fake presence, where parents consistently give their children the impression that they're available when they're really not. The solution isn't to be perfectly present every moment. The solution is to be honest about your availability and to make sure that when you do offer your presence, it's genuine. It's better to say, "I need to finish this email and then I'll play with you," than to pretend you're available when you're not. Your child can handle waiting for your attention much better than they can handle getting fake attention. Think about it from your own perspective. How do you feel when you're talking to someone who's clearly not really listening? Maybe they're nodding and making the right sounds, but you can tell their mind is elsewhere. It feels awful, right? It's actually worse than if they just said, "I can't focus on this conversation right now." That's exactly what fake presence feels like to your child. True presence, on the other hand, is transformative. When you're genuinely present with your child, amazing things happen. They feel seen, heard, and valued. They learn that they're worthy of attention and that their thoughts and feelings matter. They develop what Winnicott called true self, because they've experienced being accepted and loved for who they really are. Let me paint you a picture of what true presence looks like. You're sitting with your 5-year-old daughter who's building a tower with blocks. You're not checking your phone. You're not thinking about other things. You're watching her face as she concentrates. You're noticing her problem-solving process, and you're genuinely interested in what she's creating. When she talks to you, you respond from a place of real curiosity and engagement. You might ask questions like, "How did you decide to put that block there?" Or, "What's going to happen next in your building?" In this moment, your daughter feels your full attention and interest. She's not competing with your phone or your mental to-do list. She has you completely, and she can feel the difference. This experience of being truly seen and valued becomes part of how she sees herself and what she expects from relationships. Here's something really important that Winnicott discovered. Children have an incredible ability to sense authenticity. They can tell when you're really with them and when you're just going through the motions. Your tone of voice, your body language, your energy level, all of these things communicate whether you're truly present or not. You can't fake it, and trying to fake it is actually worse than being honest about your unavailability. So, what does this mean for busy parents? It means that quality is much more important than quantity. It's better to have 15 minutes of genuine, focused time with your child than 2 hours of distracted, fake presence. When you're truly present, those 15 minutes can be incredibly meaningful and connecting. When you're fake present, even hours together can leave your child feeling lonely and disconnected. Let's talk about some practical ways to shift from fake presence to true presence. First, when you decide to spend time with your child, make it a real decision. Put away your phone, turn off the TV, and give them your full attention. If you can't do that in the moment, be honest. Say something like, "I'm having trouble focusing right now. Can we play after I finish this task?" Second, practice what Winnicott called primary preoccupation. This is when you become genuinely absorbed in your child's world. When you're playing with them, let yourself get interested in their game. When they're telling you a story, really listen to the details. When they're showing you something, look at it through their eyes and try to see what they find fascinating about it. Third, notice when you're slipping into fake presence. Are you giving automatic responses? Are you thinking about other things? Are you rushing through interactions? These are signs that you're not really present. It's okay when this happens. Just acknowledge it and try to refocus on your child. Here's something that might surprise you. True presence is actually less exhausting than fake presence. When you're really engaged with your child, time seems to slow down and the interaction feels more natural and enjoyable. When you're fake present, you're using energy to maintain the pretense while your mind is elsewhere, which is draining and unfulfilling. Winnicott also discovered that children who experience regular true presence develop better emotional regulation, stronger self-esteem, and healthier relationships. They learn to trust that they can get genuine attention and connection from others. They develop the confidence to be themselves because they've experienced being loved for who they really are. On the other hand, children who experience chronic fake presence often struggle with anxiety, depression, and relationship difficulties later in life. They might become people pleasers who never feel truly known, or they might have trouble trusting that others really care about them. They carry this early experience of not being truly seen into their adult relationships. Now, I want to acknowledge that being truly present can be challenging in our modern world. We're constantly bombarded with distractions. We have busy schedules, and we often feel overwhelmed by the demands of parenting. But here's what Winnicott would tell you. Your child doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. It's okay to have moments where you can't be fully present. It's okay to need breaks and to have your own needs. What matters is that when you do offer your presence, it's genuine. Your child can handle knowing that you're human and that you have limitations. What they can't handle as well is consistently receiving fake versions of your attention and care. As we wrap up, I want you to think about this question. When your child looks back on their childhood, what do you want them to remember? Do you want them to remember a parent who was always physically there but never really present? Or do you want them to remember moments of genuine connection where they felt truly seen and valued? The choice is yours, and it's a choice you make every day in small moments. The next time your child asks for your attention, pause and ask yourself, can I be truly present right now? If the answer is no, be honest about it. If the answer is yes, give them the gift of your real, authentic presence. Your child will feel the difference, and so will you.